Heaven has been unusually quiet about your future. Not because God is distant, not because your prayers have gone unanswered, but because what He's preparing requires perfect timing. And right now, in this exact moment, something is shifting. The angels have been instructed to release a specific sign. A sign so unusual, so unexpected, that when it appears, you'll know beyond doubt it's from Him. This sign won't make sense at first. It will feel random, perhaps even strange, but it's pointing to a place, a physical location where your entire life is about to change. God doesn't move you randomly. He doesn't relocate you carelessly. Every place He leads you to has been prepared in advance, soaked in prayer, aligned with destiny, and He's about to show you that place through something you would never have expected. Before I continue with what heaven wants you to know, if you're sensing this message is for you, subscribe to God's Prophecy Message channel right now. Hit that like button. Drop a comment saying, "I receive this sign so heaven knows you're ready." And if you feel led to support this ministry so we can continue bringing prophetic encouragement to those who are seeking God's direction, consider leaving a super thanks or visiting our Buy Me Coffee link in the description. Your support helps these messages reach desperate hearts around the world. Now let me tell you what the angels revealed. There's a place that's been prepared for you. Maybe it's a new city. Maybe it's a specific neighborhood. Maybe it's even a particular building or home. But this isn't just about geography. This place represents the next chapter of your life. It's where you'll meet someone who changes everything. It's where your purpose will fully activate. It's where provision flows in ways you've never experienced. It's where peace replaces the chaos you've been living in. And God is so intentional about getting you there that He's going to show you the place first. Not through a dream, though He could. Not through a prophetic word, though He might. But through a sign so specific, so unusual, that you cannot miss it. You're going to see something, hear something, or experience something that makes absolutely no sense in your current situation. And that very thing will be pointing you toward the place He's prepared. Let me show you how God works this way. In Genesis chapter 12, God spoke to Abram, "Leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I will show you." Notice God didn't give Abram the full address. He didn't provide a map or detailed directions. He said, "The land I will show you." God was saying, "I'll reveal it as you go." But before Abram even left, there were signs. God had been stirring his heart. There was restlessness in his spirit. The familiar had begun to feel foreign. That's how God prepares you for transition. He makes you uncomfortable where you are, so you'll be open to where He's sending you. But then came the specific sign. God appeared to him. That appearance was the confirmation, the unusual marker that said, "Yes, this is really me, and yes, you need to move." And Abram went, not knowing the exact location, but trusting the one who was revealing it step by step. When he arrived in Canaan, God appeared again and said, "To your offspring I will give this land." The place was confirmed through another sign, another divine encounter. God showed him the place through progressive revelation, and that's exactly what He's doing with you. You've been feeling restless. You've been sensing change is coming, but you haven't known where or when or how. Now heaven is releasing the first marker, the strange sign that says, "Get ready, I'm about to show you." Maybe you've been praying about where to move. Maybe you've been asking God if you should stay or go. Maybe you've been confused about which direction to take. And suddenly, within the next few days or weeks, something unusual will cross your path. It might be a conversation with a stranger who mentions a specific city for no apparent reason. It might be a dream where you see yourself in a place you've never been, but it feels significant. It might be a random advertisement, a social media post, or even a song that keeps playing with lyrics about a specific location. It might be someone offering you an opportunity in a place you never considered. It might be a persistent thought about a certain area that won't leave your mind. The sign will be unusual because God wants you to recognize it's not coincidence. He wants you to know it's Him. When Moses was called, the sign was a burning bush that didn't burn up, completely unnatural. completely impossible to ignore. And that strange sign led him to the place of his calling, back to Egypt, where he would deliver an entire nation. The sign came before the movement. The revelation came before the relocation. God showed Moses something bizarre to get his attention, and then revealed the place where his purpose would unfold. You're in that moment right now, the burning bush moment, the strange sign moment, and what you do with it will determine whether you step into what's been prepared or stay stuck in what's familiar. Some of you are already thinking, but what if I miss the sign? Let me ease your mind. You won't miss it if you're paying attention. God doesn't hide signs from those who are seeking him. He makes them obvious to those whose hearts are open. Jesus said in Matthew 7, "Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you." God is more interested in guiding you than you are in being guided. He won't play games with your destiny. The sign will be clear enough that even in your doubt, you'll recognize it. But here's what you need to understand about these divine signs. They often appear in your area of resistance. If you've been resistant to moving, the sign might come through something related to relocation. If you've been afraid of change, the sign might involve something that pushes you out of your comfort zone. God knows exactly what will get your attention. He knows what will break through your fear and hesitation. And he's strategic about how he reveals things. Think about Gideon in Judges chapter 6. He was hiding in a winepress, threshing wheat, because he was afraid of the Midianites. And an angel appeared to him and said, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." That had to sound bizarre to Gideon. He's hiding, feeling weak and insignificant, and heaven calls him a mighty warrior. That was the sign. The strange, unexpected word that didn't match his current reality, but revealed his future identity. And then God gave him more signs. The fleece, first wet while the ground was dry, then dry while the ground was wet. Strange signs confirming the place he needed to go and the battle he needed to fight. God used unusual confirmations because Gideon needed them. And if you need them, God will give them to you too. He's not offended by your need for confirmation. He's compassionate toward your humanity. Now let me tell you what this place represents spiritually. Because it's not just about a physical location, though that's part of it. This place represents alignment. It's where your gifts will be recognized and utilized. It's where your calling will make sense to others. It's where you'll finally feel like you fit. You've been feeling like a misfit where you are, like you don't belong, like people don't understand you or appreciate what you carry. That's because you're not in your place yet. You're in the wilderness, the in-between, the preparation ground. But the place God is showing you through this sign is where everything aligns. It's your Canaan, your promised land. And just like the Israelites, you won't get there overnight. There's a journey between the sign and the settlement, but the sign marks the beginning of that journey. If you're receiving this word right now, pause and comment, "I'm ready for my place," so the algorithm knows to show this to others who need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, because heaven is releasing more specific words for your journey in the coming weeks. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's next. And if God is stirring your heart to support this ministry financially, we're grateful for every seed sown through Super Thanks or our Buy Me Coffee link in the description. Your generosity allows us to keep producing content that changes lives. Now let me address the fear that's rising in some of you. You're thinking, what if this place requires sacrifice? What if I have to leave people I love? What if I'm not strong enough to make this move? Let me speak to that fear directly. Every place God leads you to will require you to leave something behind. That's the nature of divine assignment. Abraham had to leave his father's house. Ruth had to leave her homeland. Esther had to leave her comfortable life to enter the palace. But what they found in their new place was greater than what they left behind. Abraham became the father of nations. Ruth found Boaz and became part of the lineage of Jesus. Esther saved her entire people. The sacrifice of leaving was nothing compared to the blessing of arriving. And the same will be true for you. Yes, You'll leave some things behind. Maybe some relationships that aren't meant for your next season. Maybe some comforts that have kept you stagnant. Maybe some familiar patterns that no longer serve your purpose. But what awaits you in this place is worth it. God doesn't